What's up, traders? Welcome back to your favorite market podcast. It's your boy from Trades and Gains, Ben the Bull, Max Pitts Max, depending where you follow me, whether that be Substack, Elliott Wave Trade, Twitter, or Discord. But we're back with another whale watching expedition, courteous of our favorite source and one of my new employers, Investor Central Club. This week's tape is packed to the brim like two fat people trying to get into a tiny car. We had 194 million QQQ put, some wild Tesla calls, meta puts you won't believe, and dark pool trades worth nearly $1 billion. Let's run through everything the big dogs are doing this week, break it down in plain English so even your uncle with penny stocks can follow. All right? Things first, I'm the realist, but we're going to start with massive ETF trades. This is where whales hedge or go all in. So, first one, QQQ. We saw these $470 puts here with a $194 million price tag. These are expected to expire on December 19th of 2025, and this netted them about 120,000 contracts at a $16.17 average. This is a serious bet against tech, potentially hedging big AI exposure. We also, in QQQ flow, saw the 450 puts come in with a $91.63 million price premium attached to them. Our expiration for these is November 21st of 2025, and that's another fat put. Could be part of a rolling hedge or a double down. SPY 530 puts also came in that we can see down here. These had 18 million attached to them on the premiums. Our expiration is September 19th on these, and these were bought at the spot of 563.55. Someone is prepping for a summer fade here. Now, we also had IWM as well. Yep, there's my IWMs down here. We had $100 puts, no, 193 puts with a 16.32 million price tag attached to them with a June 20th, 2025 expiration date. This got them 67,998 contracts with a $2.40 average. Small caps are absolutely not feeling the love. The flow is overwhelmingly bearish in this instance. Some other notables we had would be GLD. We saw GLD 340 calls, 5.78 million pumped into these. Our expiration is expected for September 19th. And is this a defensive rotation or is this a gold breakout play? Now, big money loves single names too, not just their ETFs. And this week it was absolutely stacked. First things first, we had Tesla 380 calls come in with a 107.92 million premium with an expiration of August 15th attached to them. This was a multi-leg order with 33,000 contracts that were added. Bullish bet ahead plus EV hype and plus earnings. This could be a very good situation for this trader. Tesla, we also saw some 270 calls get some love with 91.97 million in premium with an expiration of July 18th. This is layered exposure, whale stacking, strikes equals confidence, or gamma squeeze prep. We also had NVDA $155 calls that we can see down here. These had a $33 million premium attached to them with an expiration for December 18th. Pure conviction play on these. Long dated, no guessing, just straight loading up at this point. We also had some Mr. 420 calls, Blaze It Brother, with $31.5 million premium attached to these bad boys as well. Now, expiration on those is June 20th. Bitcoin proxy stock. It's probably riding the Bitcoin halving hype. We also saw some BABA in here, everybody's favorite Chinese stock. And with BABA, we were looking at $140 calls with a $36 million premium attached to them. Nope, not BABA. we're looking at coin here. Coin, we saw some $200 calls with a $36 million premium slapped on those puppies. And these are expected to expire June 20th of 2025, netting them around 16,000 contracts with a $22.60 average. Some other names that we saw FSLR hop into the flow to 23.78 million thrown at the 195 calls due for December 19th. Is Solar making a comeback? ISO tag equals big fun trader, by the way. Amazon, we saw some $180 calls, 20.95 million attached to those with an August 15th expiration date. The spot was $189. Could be a diagonal spread or post earnings bet as well. So let's talk about some unusual options activity now. These aren't the biggest trades, but the weirdest. These stand out because odd strikes, the timing of them, and their very aggressive positions. So to kick things off, we saw Meta come in with $600 puts down here with 11.8 million in premium spent. Granted, it was a 49.20 average and netted them 2,400 contracts. The spot is 630. This is deep in the money for a stock that's up big this year. Smart money taking profits, or is this just bearish long term? We also saw CRM with the $275 puts, 10.72 million in premiums spent with an expiration of June 20th. This is very tactical, either post earnings fade or an absolute hedge. Now we also had PLTR $75 puts that we can see here. These had 4.16 million in premiums spent. The expiration date on these is March 20th of 2026. These are super out of the money. Is someone fading Palantir's AI hype? And mind you, those are carrying a $9.25 average as well. We also saw some Google 225 calls hit the tape with a 4.8 million average thrown into those. The expiration date on these are January 16th of 2026. Another long dated mega cap bet could be a leap or an institutional swing for that matter. And we're also looking at a 480 average on those, $4.80 average. With Broadcom, aka AVGO, we saw some 210 calls hit the tape as well. Those were carrying around a $15.64 million premium with a $17.77 average with a June 20th expiration date. 8,800 contracts. Yeah, at $17, that is unusual size. Might be an early AI server setup here. We also had GILD poke its head in with the $97.50 calls, 10 million premiums spent in premiums on these. And our expiration is June 17th of 2027. Wow. Pharma gets love. This is very, very long dated and out there. Now, let's talk about our dark pools. These are trades that are off exchange, so they don't impact price right away. Perfect for institutions to sneak in and out of big positions. Keep that in mind while we're going over these. IVV was our biggest print of the week with 977.53 million. This is an S&P 500 ETF, by the way. This was done on May 20th, and the quantity that netted were 1.64 million shares. Is this a rebalance or allocation rotation? Either way, this was a massive move. We also saw Microsoft hop in with a $610.23 million move. This happened on May 20th. Yeah, May 20th. The spot was 435.88, and this is a massive block ahead of a bullish push. Institutional buy zone. That's the way to think about this. We also saw VU, THRO, and EFV with 700 million total. This is a classic defensive rebalance activity. We also had BKLC with 602 million thrown at it. It's a banking ETF, and this could signal risk off or flight to cash flow names. Now, let's wrap this bad boy up going over our last portion, which is our flow scanner. So as we can see here, QQQ led the flow this week with 774 million in total flow with 542 million in puts. That's crazy. SPY was right behind it with 750 million in 55 million in flow with 588 million in puts. Tesla saw 695 million in premiums. You can go down this list as we can see here. So overall, tech, what we're seeing from our flow scanner is tech is strong bullish flows, especially with Tesla and NVIDIA. ETFs, there's institutional hedging up big time, and puts are dominating, which equals sentiment being cautious currently for the market and this last options week. So that's your full deep dive on this week's options flow madness. Sorry, this was a bit long, but we had a lot to cover. Now you know where the whales are moving, which stocks are hot or on the chopping block, and how to spot setups using volume, structure, and expiration. Drop a comment below. Which trades would you follow? Are you bullish into June, or is this all a setup for a rug pull? Subscribe for more flow or breakdowns. Follow Trades and Gains on Twitter. Get the newsletter at tradesandgains.substack.com. I'll catch you guys next week, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Come on, it's free. We're pumping out content daily. Love you all. Love the support. Catch you for our weekly outlook report tomorrow.